So a fight in the welterweight division between proper Mike Malott and Neil Magny went down on the UFC 297 main card, and it was a domination for the first 2 rounds by Mike Malott. Mike Malott looking really good, mixing up nice leg kicks. Fighting the fight you need to have to beat Neil Magny. Using leg kicks, even out grappling Magny, slamming him on his head, beating him up, almost getting submissions. He was having a really good performance. He was looking really good. He was looking like, damn, this might be another guy in the welterweight division to keep your eyes on. Him. Young up and comer from a foreign country, coming up. But he got Magnied. He got Neil Magnied. Neil Magny makes the comeback with 14 seconds to go in the round and gets a TKO. Mike Malott was so fucking gassed, like so freakishly gassed. It was actually crazy how gassed he was in this fight. Like, we've seen that he's, we haven't really seen him go too far in the UFC, like, round-wise, I mean. We've seen him we haven't seen him slow, but we didn't really know. His cardio was a big question. We'd seen, if you look at his record, he did have a draw on his record. I think that just means that his cardio is really bad. Once it's the third round, he gasses out badly, he slows down. And this fight with Neil Magny, it showed it. He gassed out so badly. After he got TKO'd, he was just laying on the canvas for about 3-4 minutes. He was just laying there for ages. He was so exhausted. It's actually crazy to see. Like, he looked really good in that fight. He was not looking bad, but, just too much, man. Too much. He gasses out. And Neil Magny gets the win. Honestly, great performance from Neil Magny here, like generally really good performance. Well, not even like a great performance, just a good comeback victory. Because he looked horrible. Like, let's be real, Neil Magny didn't look very good. He got absolutely destroyed every round, but with like a minute to go, he gets a comeback, and then 14 seconds left, gets that TKO. But I feel bad for Mike Malott here. I feel bad for Canada in general. Their male fighters went like 0-6, 0-7. I don't know if they counted Sadi because he's Ukrainian, but they just didn't go. It didn't go very well for the males. Now, 2 Canadian females won. But those Canadian men, they don't bring them to a tough in Canada, eh? Nah, I'm just joking around. I love my Canadians, but yeah, it was not good for the Canadian fighters. I feel really bad for them all. Like, it generally was fucked that none of them won, man. Like, Mike Malott was so close to getting a victory. Like, this was just a cursed night for the Canadian fans. Like, I don't know, the MMA gods really decided to fuck with the Canadians today. I guess, they won every fight last event. They're like, alright, let's mess with them now. And yeah, every Canadian loses. Damn shame to see though, because Canada was looking good. But unfortunately, Mike Malott loses. Neil Magny wins again. Magny's back. You can't keep Magny. You can't hold Magny down. Now, you can literally hold him down in fights, but you can't keep a Magny down. You can't keep him losing. He loses one fight, he comes back and wins another. Now, I'm sure Magny's going to get the next big prospect in the division. Now, who is that going to be? I'm not quite sure. Maybe they give him Renat for Kretinov. That could make some sense. I know Renat did get sort of fraud-checked a little bit by Alessi dos Santos, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe Neil Magny gets a third-round comeback TKO on him too. Maybe you do Michael Morales versus Neil Magny. Like, there's plenty of opportunities to help build up a younger guy, so we'll see who they give to Neil Magny next. But I just feel really bad for Mike Malott. Like, honestly, I generally just feel bad for the bloke, because he was looking really good. He was generally looking like a good prospect out there. I don't rate a win over Magny as much as people do. People always act like if you beat Magny, like, shit, that's a championship contender. I still don't rate that. But he was looking really good. Like, he was having a good performance against Neil Magny that some people don't have against Neil Magny. Some people lose to Neil Magny, but he was actually up 2 rounds, and unfortunately for him, he loses this fight. But I think he'll be back. I think he can still win a few fights. I think he can eventually get ranked again. Just needs to work on that cardio. His overall skill set's very good. He is a very skilled fighter, as Mike Malott. Very talented, good striker, good grappling. He's just good everywhere. But his cardio needs so much work. If I'm Mike Malott, I'm going for a run until I get another fight. I'm just running every single day before I get my next fight booked. I'm running until I can go 15 minutes. And I'm doing like 10 rounds. I'm doing like 10 5-minute rounds. I'm working on my cardio extensively for this fight. But, generally good performance by Mike Malott. But, just that cardio didn't work to his benefit there. Maybe that cardio is just a big thing that people are going to use against him. We're probably going to see a lot of people go body attacks on him, try and hurt that body, because obviously he showed in this fight his cardio is just not up to scratch, but still obviously a very good fighter though. So we'll see what happens with Mike Malott. Neil Magny, like I say, let's just feed him to the next up-and-coming prospect. We don't want Neil Magny to be on a win streak. I like Neil Magny as a guy, but he's boring and he's old, so we sort of need him to lose to these young up-and-coming guys to help him branch up into the division. But, many things are certain in life, and Neil Magny staying ranked and beating prospects is one of them. Neil Magny will be doing this till he's like 50. He'll be breaking win streaks of prospects and derailing hype trains when he's like 50. But he actually got a finish here, so, respect to Neil Magny. Like, generally, I was thinking, Neil Magny, you're making a bit of a comeback. You're not going to get a finish here. But then, boom, he gets a finish. Craziness. Shame to see from Mike Malott, though. Like I say, the man was looking good. But, yeah, you never know. The thing about MMA and the UFC in general is you never know in these fights. Anything can happen on any given day. But, that's all I've got to say about that fight. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you give this video a like. Give me your thoughts on Mike Malott's performance against Neil Magny and Neil Magny's comeback victory. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.